Let's have a little talk, a futon talk. I'm in the third bedroom with a futon and tons of storage. But this is something that was on my mind. You remember the course? You remember hearing about the course that your mother and father took on parenting? And that diploma that they have hanging on the wall that says, you have successfully completed the parenting course. You know that certificate that was on the wall in the house that you were raised in? Or that you're currently in now, if you're still living with your parents? You know that certificate, that diploma that says that they successfully completed the parenting course and they can now go and start a successful family? What do you mean there's no such thing as a diploma or a certificate on parenting? There's not? Actually, there isn't. That's because most people, when they had children, including your parents, were winging it. Just like you, when you had kids, you were winging it. Just like your children, when they have kids, they're going to be winging it. And everybody is doing the best they can. It doesn't matter if the parents were highly educated. It doesn't matter if they were laborers or retail workers or worked in a damn mall. They were winging it. Which means one thing. It was like trying to work your way through a room in the dark where you didn't know where the furniture was. You're feeling your way around. And you're bumping into stuff. You bump into a coffee table. Ah! Ooh, that hurt. And you move a little to the other side and boom, you trip over a chair. That's what parenting is like. You don't know. You might have an idea. Some people might share some wisdom with you, but in their parenting, they winged it. Don't kid yourself. I don't care how smart your parents are. I don't care how educated they are or not. Or you. Everyone wings it and does their best in parenting. So I said all that to say this. Go easy on your parents. They're not perfect. They're not the authorities on parenting. You grew up. You made it, didn't you? That's a miracle in and of itself. But have some grace when it comes to your parents. Because the grace that you show them, because there was a trend in the 80s, everybody blamed their parents for everything, which was, I was on the verge of that. Blaming your parents like the way you were raised. And I wasn't raised in a perfect home. Nowhere near it. And I've got stories to tell. And then I see that kind of coming back again, where we blame our parents for everything. I'm way beyond that. But I see a new generation now talking about that. In the same way, you need to have grace towards your parents and honor them, even if they are no longer alive and on this earth. Honor their name, not just when they're living, but honor their name even after they passed. I don't care if you got reason to not honor them. Honor them. In the same way, you want your kids to honor you in your name. Because your kids are going to blame you for stuff if they haven't already. In the same way that you picked out the imperfections in your parents' parenting. We're all winging it. There's no amount of book knowledge in the world. There's no amount of counseling in the world. Think about this. No amount of counseling in the world that can help you become a better parent. I don't give a damn what anyone says. It's not gonna happen. We have more psychiatrists, counselors, psychologists, therapists, family workers, social workers, more than ever in history. Yet society and the family and parenting is more screwed up as a whole than it's ever been. Which tells me that the quote-unquote experts are full of shit. And you have to go with your gut when it comes to parenting. Now that you are an adult, you need to give grace to the mom and dad that raised you, because there's a little role reversal now, and it's going to be increasingly reversed as you get older, as they get older. And even after they pass on, there's still an opportunity for you to give grace to your parents' name, to their memory. Because people only exist for a couple generations. I mean, I was thinking about my grandfather the other day, and I was thinking about how I think about him a few times a week. I think about my dad and mom every day. I talk to them quite often. But I think about my grandfather. He's gone. I think about him a couple, like I said, 2-3 times a week. His father, I don't even know if anyone even thinks about him. So within 2 to 3 generations, your memory is gone. Kaput. Nobody remembers you. So why not give grace to the name and the actual people if they're living? To the name of your parents, of your grandparents. Honor them with grace. It's important because you're winging it too. You're feeling your way through a dark room right now, not knowing where the furniture is. And don't act like you do, because you don't. Every time you raise a child, it gets a little bit better, obviously. If you have more children, you kind of learn a little bit. But you had to learn it. No one could teach it to you. A little Futon Talk today. I hope this touches somebody.